Hey everyone, meet SK, who's 34, on a journey to find her life partner. And if her story speaks to you, join the andwemet singles community and ask to meet her. SK, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. I'm excited to, talk with you today.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to our conversation as well. How are things at your end? How is it going?
It's going good. Gearing up towards Diwali, which is coming up soon. My whole family is in Bangalore, so we're all together after a really long time. So really looking forward to that.
I'm sure festivities are always fun, and especially if around family, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
So, how about sharing with us a little bit about your family? Who all are there in the family?
Yeah. We're a small-ish family, I guess. So my mom, dad, and I have a younger sister who's 9 years younger to me. Mom and sister are right now based out of the US. Dad stayed back to take care of the grandparents, and I just moved back to India to be closer to family and friends. I grew up in Bangalore. We all kind of are based out of Bangalore, but we're Tamilians by roots, I think. Yeah. So
Okay.
that's a little bit
Okay.
about my family.
So, are you a Bangalore girl?
Oh, through and through. That is the only reason I moved back. If it was anywhere else in the world, I think I'd have had second thoughts. But because I had a
Oh,
chance to move back to Bangalore, I took the jump.
okay. And when it comes to your life partner, would you like to meet someone who's open to relocate to Bangalore or is from Bangalore?
Yeah, I mean that would be awesome. But it's a small world, so we'll see. I'm open to living anywhere in the world, but maybe not immediately. Yeah.
Sure, fair enough.
hmm
Absolutely. Heard a bit about your family. Let's know a little bit about you. So, who is SK as a person? What makes her unique? What is it that you bring to the table?
Few things. I think my one of my redeeming qualities is the fact that I have a lot of patience. I am also very open-minded. I accept people as they are. I am thankfully and very gratefully financially independent, and I work
Hmm.
really hard to be that way. I work also really hard because I'm very ambitious. I have pretty lofty goals, I would say, which I want to achieve in my life. My friends say that I'm pretty dependable or loyal. So I value that in relationships a lot as well.
Fair. And the little that, I have engaged with you and I have interacted with you,
Mhm.
would you also say that you have a great sense of humor?
I have a lot of lame jokes. So if you call that a sense of humor, then sure, absolutely, yes. I'm the queen of lame jokes.
So, hey, SK, just curious to know, have you been in a prior relationship before?
Yes. So I was married, got married
Hmm.
about 10 years ago now. But it was a very short marriage.
Hmm.
We were separated for almost 5 years, and finally the divorce went through in 2022.
Fair. Okay. Have you learned anything from your previous relationships? And if so, what?
I think personally, one of the things that I learned is that I am capable of doing hard things and making hard decisions.
Hmm.
And I can figure stuff out. I'm not one to kind of sit around and be like, oh my God, life is over, or like something bad happened to me. So I learned that I can pick up and dust off pretty quickly and move on.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these have been the learnings.
Yeah, and mostly I think I've learned that, if you put your mind to it, you're pretty much capable of getting through anything. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
So, this gets me to my next question that, what's been the most, hardest life decision that you've had to make? And how did you come out of it?
So I think the hardest life decision was to kind of say like what the relationship that we are in is not working out. I'm not happy, and how much ever society or people might tell you that, you need to stay in and figure it out. It's your happiness that counts. So like I think
Hmm.
the hard decision was like, or the hard thing that I had to do was like tune all of that out and be like, okay, what is this something that I want or not? And make that call. So I'm thankful that I got to make that call, and I was like, I'm okay with whatever consequences are for that. Deal with it. So, and there was some say like really hard consequences, but it was hard to get through. But I'm through it now, so
Yeah,
and
and
I'm
you're
happy with
right
that. And
here.
exactly, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So, which gets me to my next question that, we've
Hmm.
talked about the hard decisions.
Hmm.
Let's know some fun facts about who SK is.
Cool. So I've been actually thinking about these. So I'm a voracious reader, as they call it. I've read
Mhm.
over 200 books so far this year, and I have 10 more lined up to finish in the next like 45 days. I read pretty
Okay.
much
And so,
anything.
so
So yeah,
we
yeah.
are in the month of October 2024, and you're already done with 200 books. Okay.
Yes,
And 10
yeah.
more to go. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm excited, and it's just something that I do for myself. So not actually a lot of not a lot of people know that I read that much. Other fun facts: I've been to over just about 30 countries so far. I love traveling, as you can tell, and because I lived in the US, I got to travel within the US quite a bit. I think I've covered. I need to count again, but I think I've covered like 29 states, so a little over half of the states. So I
Correct.
hopefully one day I can do all 50, but let's see.
All right. And the books, what kind of books do you read?
Pretty much anything. Right now I'm in a hopefully no judgment, but like I'm in a romanticy kick. But I read anything. Biographies, autobiographies, fan fictions, anything.
All right, great.
Hmm.
We're doing this podcast, with the hope that someone who's there for you hears this and reaches us, right?
Hmm.
Now, when he does, how should he understand your dating style? I mean, are you a texting person? Are you a
Hmm.
calling person? Or, and how soon would you like to meet in person?
I think I like to go with the flow mostly. So if
Mhm.
the conversation is going well, via text or over phone calls, then I would like to hopefully set up a meet, in person. Again, like figure out if we want to see each other again after meeting,
Sure.
and see that if if the conversation is great, if we feel good with each other, then yeah, I don't have like a rule per se, like, oh, we talk for 2 days and then do this. It's not
Mhm.
like that. I would rather just go with the flow and see what works.
Okay. And are there any must-haves you expect this person to have?
Yeah. I think similar to the stuff that I shared about myself earlier, I think one of the things that I'm looking for, or few of the things that I'm looking for is ambition. I want my partner to also have goals that they are working towards, and like working hard towards. I would also appreciate or would like my partner to be financially stable. Sense of humor. You asked me this question earlier. I mean, I have like a lot of lame jokes to share, so hopefully they're okay to laugh at those. But
Mhm.
also, like when I say sense of humor, also the ability to laugh at yourself. Not take
Themselves,
everything too
yes.
yeah, not
Correct,
take
correct.
everything too seriously. And again, maybe this is sort of a given, but someone who I can just trust, who's a like is who wants to build a life together, who has that like need to want to build a partner or be a partner and build a life together. Among other things, good listener. We both need to be able to kind of share and communicate clearly. So being a good listener is a key part of that. Open-mindedness, again, as I shared, I consider myself to be pretty open-minded. So would appreciate if my partner is as well.
All right. Okay.
Mhm.
So, you talked about one is the couple of things which you talked about in your must-haves. I want to just to touch base on those.
Mhm.
One is you said ambitious.
Mhm.
When you say ambitious, what do you mean by ambitious?
Yeah.
Professionally, personally, somebody with a growth mindset and somebody even, focused on growing his career, both?
Both, yeah, I think both. Because I mean, not like maybe not everyone is passionate about their career, but want to do
Mhm.
something else, like, or wants to become an artist or whatever, right? But they have a clear goal and they're working
Mhm.
towards achieving that, right? I think that's very attractive to me.
And you also talked about, financial compatibility, right?
Hmm.
So, will you be comfortable sharing your annual income?
Sure. It's within the range of 70 to 90 lakhs right now.
And you're looking for someone who matches this,
Yes, ideally, yes.
preferably.
Preferably, yes.
Fair. And you also said something which actually, I just feel I think my heart just pulls a string when, you said that my one of your must-haves is that, we should be able to trust each other. And I think trust and being honest and loyal are just a given. I think are given in people. And when it comes to a relationship, I think it's the basis of a relationship, and it is. I feel really saddened when people even just put that as a must-have.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the best ways I've learned how to describe this is someone who not just wants a partner, but also wants to be a partner, right?
Yeah, no, and I say relationships take effort, right? And it's work
Exactly.
in progress. It's a lifelong work in progress. So someone
Exactly.
who signs up for that,
Yes, exactly.
right?
And is willing to do it. Yeah, is willing to do that work, I think is important.
Correct. So are there
Mhm.
any personal growth areas that you think, you've identified that you need focusing on?
I'm laughing because I recently have discovered how much of a problem this has been for me through therapy. I overthink a lot, unfortunately. It's
Ha
something that
ha ha.
I know a lot of people go through it, but I think
No,
it had become a real
I,
problem.
mm, many of us
So
do it. I've been through it myself, but yeah, okay.
yeah, so I'm working through it. I'm, doing, or at least, attempting at doing the work to not maybe necessarily make me less of an overthinker, but at least adapt my life around it, sort of. So,
So
and
you're
figure out what
conscious
works for.
about.
Yes, yeah.
And it's fantastic that at least you've identified it, right? And you're working towards it.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you your views on physical intimacy in a relationship. How
Mhm.
important is it for you?
I think it's very important for me. It's one thing to have attraction and, be compatible, all of that. But there's also, I think, especially a relationship that is where you have to spend the rest of your life together, there has to be some level of desire. Like you want to feel desired and you want to desire this other person. So I think physical intimacy is a pretty important aspect.
So, and do you think that the partner should have a similar level of desire? Do you think it's important to have that?
I think this is one of those things like financial compatibility where it'll be good if both people, so me and the other person, both are sort of at similar levels. So
Sure.
uh, again, I mean, a lot of it maybe can be solved through communication, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure.
But
Sure.
ideally, yes, in my
It's
ideal world,
important for you.
exactly,
Yes.
yes, yeah.
And can I just understand, your living style? Like, are you living independently or with parents?
No, I have my own apartment, so I live by myself, but I also have my parents' house to go to on the weekends. So, but yes, technically independent. Yeah.
Are you open to living with, if your partner, is continues to live with his parents, will you
Mhm.
be open to living under the same roof with his parents?
Yes, as long as it makes sense for us, absolutely. But I think one thing is I would want to ensure that we have our independence, both individually and as a couple. Like, we can still do our own thing if needed to. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, being with parents, it's one of the reasons I moved back to be closer, to be able to support them. So I understand. So.
Want to know a little bit about your work. So, what keeps
Mhm.
SK busy at work?
So I'm a product designer right now, focusing on building out the team here in India, and fully like uh, occupies most of my time nowadays doing that.
All right. And is
Mhm.
there anything that you do to unwind?
Yeah, as I shared earlier, I love reading, so
Mm-hmm.
like to read. I've recently gotten into podcasts, creating playlists, and also planning my next travel. I think those are like I need to know where I'm going next before. Mhm.
All right. And if you had to write a book about your life, what would the title be?
Huh. My friends sometimes call me this. So if you put my first name together, you can say psych. So I think I'll maybe call my autobiography Psyched. You can guess
Okay.
what goes into it.
All
Yeah.
right. Why is it that you're looking to find a life partner?
I'm pretty much now at a point in my life where I'm like, I can do anything by myself. I'm independent. I'm self-sufficient. I feel like I can figure out anything, but it'll be good to have someone who I can partner with to figure stuff out as well. Uh, and and I think I read this movie quote, or I think on Instagram or something like that said, it'll be having a partner is having someone to witness your life, which I think is
Mhm.
very beautiful, right? So I think that's something that I looking for right now. I don't know which movie. I'm pretty sure you can fact check me, but yeah, I think it was
It's
Susan
okay.
Sharon. Yeah. Anyway, but
Okay. All right.
yeah, so that's kind of what I'm looking for right now, or why I'm
So
looking for a
basic,
partner.
so basically share your awesome life with him and he shares his awesome life with you.
Exactly, yeah. And we get to help each other grow and build and,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Beautiful. So now next, SK, I'm going to ask you, call it rapid fire or call it, quick
Mhm.
Q&As. All right.
Sure.
Let me start with what's your go-to I'm nervous food?
Biryani. Always biryani.
Chicken or mutton?
Either. Mostly chicken, but yeah, anything works. That's fine.
All right. If you had any superpower on your first date, what would it be?
Okay, this is going to sound very, very cliched, but I think reading the other person's mind. Uh, and if I had a choice to choose another superpower, it would be to control time. So if it's going really well, make the time go really slow and pleasant and nice. If it's going really badly, then
And if you could plan a dream date with no budget limits, what would it look like?
my dream date doesn't I don't think requires a lot of money, but or is not going to require a lot of budget to plan. Is essentially a road trip with no destination. Drive around, like check out stuff, people watch, listen to some good music, have a good conversation. It's intimate, it's cozy, and you're in your own bubble for how long you want it to be.
Sweet. What's your date of birth?
October 2nd, 1990.
And do you believe in horoscopes when it comes to relationships?
Not in the traditional sense where you have to match Kundli and that sort of
Mhm.
thing, but scientifically, yeah, I have a curiosity about it. Mhm.
And what's the age range you're open to in your potential partner?
I think between 30 to 40 would be ideal. I'm 34.
All right. How tall are you in feet and inches, please?
I'm 5'4".
And will you be open to meeting someone as tall as you or shorter?
Sure.
Okay. What kind of committed relationship are you seeking? Marriage, live-in, companionship, or something else?
I think again, whatever makes sense for us. I'm not like one to be like, oh, we have to get married. To me, marriage is at the end of the day a piece of paper. If it has to be done, let's do it. And if it makes sense for us, let's do it. But I just want commitment. Like I want someone who I can call as a partner.
And the family is going to be okay with it if, say, you're in a committed relationship, which is not marriage.
They might take some time to adjust, but again, I want to do.
You'll work around it.
Again, we'll figure out what needs to be done.
Are you a parent?
No.
Are you interested in becoming a parent in the future?
Yes.
You'd like to. Okay. Would you be comfortable dating someone who earns less than you?
Potentially, as long as they maybe have a steady state of income. I think, as I said, this is one of my must-haves. What I'm looking for is like financial stability. So as long as you have financial stability and sort of self-independent, then I'm fine.
Income doesn't matter. Yeah, because there could be someone who's an entrepreneur and just starting off. And
Yes. Yeah.
so, all
Mhm.
right. Would you be open to dating someone who's divorced?
Yes.
Will you be okay meeting someone who's a single parent?
Yeah.
How religious are you, if at all?
I wouldn't say I'm super religious. I'm more spiritual. I do pray.
Mhm.
I like visiting temples and, doing all that. And for me, aspect of like festivals and religion is what I like is like the community aspect. It brings people together, all of that. It's not
Mhm.
that I believe in certain gods or anything like that.
And will you be fine if your partner is religious, like he's more religious than you?
Yeah, absolutely. They'll probably get along with my parents really well. So that's great.
Okay. What faith do you follow?
Hindu. I'm a
And
Hindu.
would you be open to meeting someone who's from a different faith?
It might be a little bit of a struggle with family, but I'm open to it. And as long as we can figure it out, then yes. Mhm.
And how would you describe yourself in terms of physical fitness? Fit,
Mhm.
athletic, working on fitness, slim?
I am definitely in the working on fitness category. I am strong. I can deadlift pretty heavy weights, but
Uh-huh.
maybe I'm not. I can't probably run a mile if you ask me to. Working on it though. I'm definitely working on it.
Okay. And your food preference would be?
I'm a non-vegetarian.
And is it fine if your partner's food preference differs from you?
Yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, I am a big foodie. I love food. I travel to, eat more food, essentially. So, yeah, if he's a vegetarian, then more food to explore. No problem. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Okay. And do you smoke?
No.
And what if your partner does?
Yeah, as long as it's in control, not too extreme, like you're not smoking like 10 packs a day or something, then I'm fine. Yeah.
I mean, social smoker, is that?
Social, yes, exactly. Yeah. Mhm.
What about alcohol? Do you consume alcohol?
Yeah, I'm more of a social drinker. So would like my partner also to be the same if
Right. And does skin tone play a role in your relationship preference?
no.
Okay. And
Mhm.
what are the languages that you speak or comprehend?
Technically, I speak and comprehend five languages. So it's English, Tamil, Kannada, Hindi, and French. French, I can read, but I cannot speak. So do not ask me to say that, to speak in French at all.
Okay. And what if your partner, the only common language that you have with your partner is English and he can't
Uh,
speak your other native languages? Will you be okay with that?
yeah, I that would be great actually because I primarily communicate in English, so that would be ideal in my
Oh,
opinion.
okay. All right. So the last two questions here now, SK, is there
Mhm.
anything else that you'd like to share you think we haven't, already asked?
I think we've been pretty comprehensive. I've shared a lot. I guess anything else, I would love the other person to find out, peel away the.
Fair, fair. And so if your potential partner is listening,
Mhm.
what's the message for him?
Okay. Hello. Hope you're doing well. Guess what? I have an extra ticket to Coldplay in Hong Kong in April. So get going. Let's meet up soon.
So, on this note, SK, thank you so much for sharing about yourself. We're confident that your person's out there and you'll find them soonest. To our listeners, if you're single and SK story resonates with you and you'd like to connect with her, join the Unwinding community and ask for her. And if you're not single but know someone, a friend or a family member who's looking for someone like SK, you know what to do. Have them join Unwinding Singles community and ask for her. And thank you for tuning in.